What's poppin' pimps? It's officially March, which means that PlayStation will be removing some games from the PlayStation Plus catalog on March 17th. This time around, we have 6 games that are leaving, and some of them are going to take some serious commitment to get through if you plan on finishing them before that point. So, if any of them are sitting in your backlog, now is the time to get moving, all right? And for any of you trophy hunters out there, and I know you're out there, I've partnered up with the good folks over at Platinum Intel to do a bit of a deeper dive on some of the trophies that these games have, so be sure to check them out on their YouTube channel and their TikTok for any more information on the trophy hunting side of things. Now let's get started. First up is Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation Code Fairy on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Now that is one heck of a mouthful of a title. This is a single-player sci-fi warfare shooter with light RPG elements set within the Gundam universe, you know, the popular anime. You'll pilot some mobile suits through story-driven missions with tactical combat and an upgrade progression system, and it currently sits at about a 3.05 out of 5 on the PlayStation Store, so a pretty decent game by all metrics considered. Looking at the trophy list, things get a bit interesting here. There are technically no base game trophies at all, which means that there's no platinum either. Instead, all 25 trophies are tied to 3 separate DLC volumes, so the overall difficulty sits at about a 4 out of 10 for these, requiring 2 full playthroughs unless you play on hard from the very beginning. So you're looking at roughly 25 hours of gameplay or so for completion of the game. And there are no online trophies, so no real grind there to worry about. 5 of them are technically missable within the chapters, but chapter select lets you clean them up easily, so no harm, no foul. Most of the list revolves around completing each volume and then clearing missions on hard difficulty, along with a handful of miscellaneous chapter-based requirements. So is it doable before it leaves on March 17th? Absolutely. Within the 25 hours or so of gameplay and no major roadblocks, you can definitely get this done before it leaves the PlayStation Plus catalog. Unfortunately, also departing us is Circus Electrique on PlayStation 4. Now, this one is a bit of a cooler one for me. It's a tactical turn-based RPG set in a steampunk London environment where circus performers double as your combat party. So you'll get to recruit and manage a roster of unique characters while balancing morale systems and strategic positioning in battle. This one currently sits at about 3.7 out of 5 on the PlayStation Store, so again, not a bad review so far. Trophy-wise, there are about 51 base game trophies sitting at around a 5 out of 10 difficulty. We're requiring 2 full playthroughs. You're realistically looking at about 50 hours or more for full completion of the game. Now, there are, again, no online trophies and no missables to worry about, but there is one pretty grindy trophy for defeating 1,000 enemies, but that should come naturally across 2 full runs of the game if you're aiming for it. Other than that, there's no known bugged trophies here to consider. So is this doable before it leaves? Absolutely, but you'll need to dedicate some time to it. With 50 hours and 2 full playthroughs and about 2.5 weeks or so to complete, this isn't a last-minute rush job, but definitely achievable if you start soon and play consistent. Following that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Now, this one is definitely growing on me as far as the art style, and I'm starting to miss these kinds of games. It's a fast-paced retro-style beat-em-up inspired by some of those really classic games from the arcade era, letting you play as your favorite turtle or unlockable characters across a side-scrolling adventure packed with tons of boss fights and combo-heavy combat. Now, this currently sits at a 4.6 out of 10 on the PlayStation Store, so reception, as you could tell, has been very strong. Looking at the trophy list, there are 31 base game trophies sitting at a 7 out of 10 difficulty, although that rating is heavily skill dependent, so you'll need around 9 playthroughs in total to complete everything, but overall the time sits at roughly 15 hours or so if you're being efficient. There are no missable trophies and no really grind-heavy trophies, and multiplayer requirements can technically be completed locally, so nothing is locked behind online servers. The real challenge here comes from the difficulty-based clears and mastering the combat system, so you gotta get good here, okay? Is it doable before it leaves the PlayStation Plus catalog? Absolutely. If you got some skill on you and enjoy some retro arcade-style games, definitely one of those ones. But this one will test you more than the others on this list. So get good and get good fast, all right? Coming in alongside that, we have Redout 2 on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Now, this one is a high-speed sci-fi arcade racer inspired by classics like Wipeout. Man, can we just stop and think about, like, Wipeout is considered a classic at this point? Oh my god, we're getting so old. This game focuses on precision handling, tight tracks, and extremely fast-paced gameplay, and it sits at currently a 4 out of 5 on the PlayStation Store with a pretty good, generally solid reception. Platinum-wise, there are 53 base game trophies sitting at around an 8 out of 10 difficulty, requiring just 1 full playthrough. That said, you're realistically looking at about 70 hours or so for completion due to the skill ceiling and competitive requirements. There are 9 online trophies here, including 1 for winning 50 online matches, alongside several grind-heavy trophy requirements tied to multiplayer performance. There are no known missable trophies or bug trophies, but the real challenge here is going to be your consistency and your skill at high speeds. So is it doable before it leaves? Absolutely once more. If you're highly skilled and can reliably get some online lobbies, 1000%. But for most people, and especially my trophy hunters, this will be one of the more tougher ones to get the platinum before it leaves the PlayStation Plus catalog. Next up is Paradise Killer on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Now this one is a surreal fantasy adventure blended with some visual novel storytelling and some light RPG elements, where you get to explore an open island to investigate a locked room murder. You'll gather some clues, question some suspects, and build your own case before presenting it to the court. It currently sits at a 4.4 out of 5 on the PlayStation Store. Looking at the trophy list, there are 40 base game trophies here, sitting at around 2 out of 10 difficulty, requiring 2 full playthroughs. Oh man. You're realistically looking at about 15 hours or so for full completion, and with no online trophies, no really grind-heavy requirements, nothing missable to worry about, this is very doable. Most of the list revolves around collecting items and seeing different outcomes, so it's a pretty manageable platinum overall. Before it leaves the PlayStation catalog, this is definitely achievable, and with low difficulty and reasonable completion time, this is one of the safer picks if you want to get that done before leaving the PlayStation Plus catalog. And last but certainly not least, we have Cris Tales on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. This is a turn-based fantasy RPG built around time manipulation, letting you see the past, present, and future simultaneously during exploration and combat. Now, the art style is vibrant and the game is story-driven and currently sits at a 4 out of 5 on the PlayStation Store. Looking at the trophy list, there are 47 base game trophies sitting at around a 3 out of 10 difficulty, requiring 1 full playthrough. You're looking at roughly 30 hours or so to completion. There are no online trophies, but this list comes with some important warnings, okay? Now, hear me out. There are 23 missable trophies throughout the game, so you definitely may want to consider having a guide next to you. There are also 3 bugged trophies, including one that requires very careful tracking to ensure it unlocks properly. On top of that, there are a few grind-focused trophies tied to landing 500 perfect hits and performing 500 parries, and as you know, me personally, I don't really do parries that much, I just dodge. So is this doable before it leaves? Yeah, but only if you follow a guide from the start. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough one. It's not mechanically difficult, but it's very easy to lock yourself out of the platinum if you're going blind. And with that, that is everything leaving the PlayStation Plus catalog on March the 17th. There's a real mix of decent games here, from easy wins to some serious skill checks and long grinds, so choose wisely and don't leave any of them too late before they leave the catalog. And as always, I want to give a shout out and thank the good folks over at Platinum Intel for partnering up and getting some of this footage and information out to you. Be sure to like and follow for all the social medias that myself and Platinum Intel have in the video description. And as always, be blessed, never stressed, packing, never lacking, good, never hood, be about it and never without it. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
That's life.
That's life.
That's what all the people say.